Who made?
Mr. Dr. Ariady made the motion,
Okay.
and Ms. Kimbrough seconded, and we all agreed. That's a nice question. Verified.
Yes. Would you please certify that you came out of all the services?
Individual.
Oh, I called it. Oh, okay. Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Mrs. Dr. Ariady? Mrs. Kimbrough?
Yes.
Ms. Carson?
Yes.
Mr. Dr. Corbett?
Yes.
And Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you do this too?
I did. I went around the room. I did.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Edward County School Board meeting. Let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You certified for the session, please. I need a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
All right, all in favor? And now we are at awards, recognitions, commendations.
Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, Dr. Cox. I believe I have it's not really a presentation or a PowerPoint. I just want to share with the board that since July of 29-24 through October the 11th of 2024, we have had 55 staff members have perfect attendance. It's been here every day since July 29. And as you can see, we have the elementary school there. They had 13 teachers and staff members. And for perfect attendance, the elementary school completed king and queen's phone parties, and they also had sashes on. So that was a great recognition for our staff. They was excited, great pictures. And I'm not sure if anybody got Mrs. Vance's newsletter, but it's wonderful. You will see the teachers in their sash, the foam and everything. And they had cake, and it was fun. The middle school had 12 staff members as well. And they provided lunch for their employees for perfect attendance, and they also provided coverage for them during their lunch period, so they can be by themselves during lunch. And also for staff appreciation, the middle school has provided donuts for breakfast as well as snacks during their meetings. The high school has had 6 teachers or staff members, and they provided lunch as well, floor arrangements. And for staff appreciation, they provided breakfast for them, breakfast pizza. And they're also doing fitness in the evenings as well as a chili cook-off that's coming up. So those are some of the staff appreciations. Food service had 5, and Mr. Davis is here, and he provided gift bags, t-shirts, mugs, and different items like that to his staff. And transportation had 19 bus drivers / mechanics to not miss any days since the beginning of the school year, and he provided light continental breakfast. And someone donated 6 cases of Girl Scout cookies. So during that time, I think it was number 610 provided the Girl Scout cookies. So he divided all of that up amongst all of his staff as well. And he also provided certificates to each one of those individuals. Along with each of the schools doing their own recognition, Dr. Cox has also signed certificates also to go out to all those individuals. And again, there was 55 of them, so we did not bring all of them here. So we put all the names in a little bag and we shook it up. And Mr. Clinton McLean from Food Service, he won the actual gift. A gift was donated to us by Belmont's housing in town. So it's a goodie bag for everything, food, drinks, you name it. So we're going to give that to Mr. McLean tomorrow. He was not able to be with us this evening. So I just wanted to share with you what we are doing with perfect attendance with our staff. We want to do something division-wide, but each school is doing something that fits their staff needs. So just wanted to share that with you. Thank you. And at this time, Mrs. Clark Reed is here today to introduce a great highlight that we had today. So I'm going to have her stand and do a little not a presentation, but introduce what happened today, and we'll go from there. Sure.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Dr. Cox, and members of the school board. As the principal of the middle school, I think that it is extremely important to recognize all of the positive contributions that our school makes to the community through our students, faculty and staff, and administration. In late September, I received correspondence from Ashley Hendricks of the 12 on Your Side television station, informing me that one of our very own had been selected for the Acts of Kindness Award. A community member, Ms. Kim Thompson, had nominated a middle school instructor for his teaching, being a wonderful role model, and for his dedication to mentoring the young men of Prince Edward County and surrounding areas. This morning, none other than Mr. Lewis Gould III, also known as Mr. G, was recognized by the news station, several of his colleagues, current and former students, and members of central office in an assembly just for him. He was presented with gifts from Ms. Thompson. He was welcomed with cheers, applause, and a standing ovation from all assembled. We are beyond grateful for his continued dedication to Prince Edward County.
First and foremost, like I was telling the guy, I don't do anything for awards, so I didn't really like. I don't want to say I didn't like it, but it was a shocker. I'm still kind of trying to get my thoughts around it, but I do appreciate the award. But awards like that, I always say it's so many people that played a part in making me who I am. When I get awards like that, I kind of like, because it's not all me. I got my mom, my family, my grandparents, my dad, my brother's Fresh Boys Club, just a whole bunch of people throughout the years who made me become the person I am. And I am very thankful and grateful for the award, but there's so many people that should probably be here too, that we should thank for guiding me and molding me to being the human I am today. So, like I said, I'm very thankful. Still trying to get my mind wrap around it. I told him I wish I knew I'd wear my suit. I had trials today, so I got my trial stuff on. But yeah, I'm thankful, and just like I said, I'm just being me. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Just being who, the people around me who molded me to be. So that's it. Nothing special.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay step behind.
Yeah, stay right there. All right. We'll move on to public participation. Do we have anybody to sign up? Check. Did you notice anyone that signed up? Would you check?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, can you hand me the clipboard, is that ours?
No, ma'am,
Okay,
this is mine.
okay.
I dropped off, hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kyle Ashley. I dropped off a letterhead of my petition that I'm presenting to Farmville, Cumberland County City Council. And it's to create an Amish road that would run from Cumberland County Route 60 to Main Street. In the last 8 years that this community has been here, they experienced 25 losses of life plus injuries. This new route would alleviate that from happening. Their families also usually have about 5 to 10 kids apiece, so I'm imagining 10 to 15 years from now the amount of horse and buggies that are on the road. This would protect and sustain the Amish community as they continue to live here in Farmville. Along this 14-mile route going from Cumberland to Farmville, we plan to plant apple trees, peach trees, blueberry bushes, raspberries. These are perennials. They come back every year. So we would be able to harvest them using our local jail as a rehabilitation program, providing seasonal work for our inmates to, create them to work again, giving them jobs that are sustainable not only for themselves but also for the public schools. And my main question is, there's limited information I could find online about the finances of the nutrition for the public schools, how much you're spending on fresh produce. I can see you spend about 4.1 on nutrition and the operations, which is about 16% of your revenue. And I would like to try to bring that down by utilizing the land that we have here in Farmville and Cumberland County, utilizing already a tax-paid regional jail that's here and feeding our local students with it. So if I'm able to know a proper number of how much it costs your public school here in town, then I'd be able to get, but I can't find that information anywhere. So can anyone here tell me?
I can tell you that Ms. Jones is the person to ask.
Okay.
She does all the food budgeting and.
Right on.
Why don't we give you some contact information
Awesome.
and let her get back in touch with you.
Okay, great.
Contacts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like a wonderful plan.
Yes.
Okay. Would any of y'all be interested in signing my petition?
I'll sign it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. And you are? Yes, sir. It's gonna be on the last page. Yes. I just need a name and zip code of where you reside.
I'll put, I'm 326.
Is your telephone number?
Yes, ma'am.
She will have that.
You want to
Thank you.
sign it too?
Who are you submitting the petition to?
Well, first Farmville, and then Cumberland. Cumberland actually put in a proposal to build a route, and VDOT would construct it. This is y'all's pen. Anybody else? Thank you, sir. And VDOT proposed to build it at $20 million, which is a lot of money. And so to alleviate this cost, the Amish community would construct it for their future generations. The way that the route would actually run underneath the power lines, this also helps Dominion Energy better maintain the lines in inclement weather. They also spend a lot of money on maintaining their equipment due to the terrain. This also would alleviate that as well. So.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, last page. The next question is, what steps would need to be taken to be able to implement this into our public schools, starting from first grade to middle school and then high school?
You would have to,
You know what, I would be happy.
Yes.
I would be happy to meet with you,
Yes, sir.
and we can talk about all of that.
Awesome.
Because you had very good questions, and let's do that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
thank you. No one else has signed up? All right, well, we're gonna keep rolling through here. Consent agenda, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Second.
Second, all in favor? All right, we're on action items, number 12, ABM.
evening. ABM has want to request a 10% increase upcoming year in order to close the gap with minimum wage, which is approaching in 2026 at $15 an hour. And that's just a simple ask, 10% for the upcoming year. And I'll be following up with an email to Mr. Good with the details.
What was the rate increase last year?
It was we received a 10% increase, and we went from 12 an hour to 13. Someone making 13 might be 13.50.
All right.
Okay, she's gonna try that one twice and make sure I got it right. Let's get it to voicemail. Can I tell her to call my phone?
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good. You're
I'm
good.
sorry. I'm sorry about that.
I'll be sending an email with details of
Okay.
what we're requesting and what we're currently billing the county and what would the future billing look like also.
Okay, all right. Thank you. You'll send that to Mr. Good?
Yes, I will, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Thank
you.
And would you wait to take action on it after you get the email?
Yes, yes. We'll have to after we get
It's
the
not
email.
for action.
No, we shouldn't have to because that's the first time we heard it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mr. Davis?
Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, Dr. Cox. In front of you is the policy EFB, the food service policy, which explains a lot of the regulations that we must follow.
Hold on just a second. Answer, please.
Answer.
Mr. Hammond?
This is Prince Edward School Board. Mr. Traffic.
Yes.
Hello?
Just one
Yes, this is Prince Edward School Board. All right, put you on speaker.
Thank you.
All right, one of our members calling in remotely. Okay. Mr. Tackett, can you hear me? Good evening. You said it.
Can you hear us, Mr. Tackett? Yes, I can hear you, Dr. Cox. Thank you.
Close.
Close enough.
Good voice impersonation.
All right, Mr. Davis.
Sure. So this policy explains some of the regulations that food service must follow that is set by the USDA. And in one of the policies, it does talk about our no charge policy, but all our students are free. But parents do have an option of putting money on a meal account for things that students want to buy extra, as well as our staff. We have a lot of staff that do eat with us. They'll put money on their account. So over the summer, the POS system we had, the point of sale system we had, was being phased out. We had to go to a new system, Link, and so that makes the online system we had to change. So just on page 3, we're deleting the K-12 Payment Center online, and we'll be putting in the Link system. And that's all the changes is to this policy.
What foods do they, what's the difference in the foods that they have, that they pay for? What are they actually paying for when they're
A la carte items, so beverages, snacks,
Ice cream.
ice cream. If they want extra meal, once they've gotten their reimbursement meal, then they would have to pay for a second meal. But that's all we sell. And we only do that at middle and high. Elementary school has no a la carte items at all.
Any other questions for Mr. Davis? All right, I need a motion to.
I'd like to make a motion to approve
Policy.
policy, which one is it? EFB.
Second. All in favor? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Okay, 12C, Garrett. There you go. Approval of the MOU for Longwood University.
Yes. Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, and Dr. Cox. I'm here today to explain to you an MOU, a partnership we're trying to work out with Longwood to actually serve our students at the high school with a dual enrollment course for economics and personal finance. Students at the high school already take econ and personal finance. This would just afford the opportunity for some of our students to take it as a dual enrollment in conjunction with Longwood University.
Do the students have to pay?
So there will be a cost that we will
The school will cover?
take care of. The process is they have to pay at time of registration because that's the way it's worked through Longwood. And then we will we'll have to work out something with the parents on how we're gonna work it. They're not able to bill us ahead of time,
Okay.
so.
So a reimbursement.
Yeah, that's what would have to happen. I talked to them yesterday to see if we could possibly do that ahead of time, but it's just the way that because the students are gonna be doing it as though they are college students. So it follows the same enrollment process as if they're in college. So, when you go to college, you can't get past that point if you don't pay. So that's kind of where it is. Yes.
I know we offer it at the high school level, but if a child decided to do this, this would be in lieu of the high school class, and then they'd be getting high school credit and college credit also, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So we already have this course in place. This is just gonna give us the opportunity to have students take it at a higher level.
At a higher level.
And it will count for both, they'll get their high school verified credit as well.
Okay.
Any other questions? And this would be for the fall
For the
course.
fall.
Mhm.
So this would not actually start till the fall of 2025?
Correct.
Okay.
And it offers a summer program as well, which we've had some students have that opportunity to take that already.
And we would pay for the summer as well. The cost is different for the two.
You're exactly right. The cost is very different for the two because of the way the course is outlined. It's $50 per student for the fall, and it's $400. I think it's four something if they do it in the summer, and it's just because of the way the course is broken down. We have had, I think, one student take it in the summer. We already have an MOU for that with Longwood. This would just allow us to do it during the fall and carry it through that $50 course.
Do they have to meet some standards before they actually are able to get into the class? Or?
Yes, so Longwood has their own standards, and then we also have standards here for if a student is gonna take a dual enrollment course. And it depends on the grade level for Longwood. If they're 10th and 11th, they really don't have standards other than they ask that we make sure it's a student that would perform well. If it's below 10th grade, they have to have a 3.0 and a B average in order to take it by Longwood standards. But we also have standards to ensure that a child can take a dual enrollment and they're similar.
Do you provide transportation?
So that's a great question. It's actually held here on our campus. So it will be virtual with the professor at Longwood, but he would also come by, depending on his schedule, and provide some in-person classes, just so that he can have that connection with the students. But it is a virtual course.
I move, are we ready?
Any other
Any
questions?
other questions?
Board members? All right, I need a motion.
I move we approve the MOU for the dual enrollment for the economics and personal finance class with Longwood.
Second.
Second. All right, all in favor? I think he said aye. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. On to non-action items, information items. We're on 14A, information items. Motion?
So I think they sent you an update, and I think they will come to the December board meeting to appear in person.
Okay.
Yes.
To let Kurt read the comments.
Yeah.
To December?
Yes, they'll come to the December meeting.
Have we moved into the mobile units?
I think we're about ready to hear about that.
We're not ready to hear it.
We moved.
That's what I want to know.
Yes, we can, we'll go ahead to you, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, you're fine, we'll start, go
Good
ahead.
evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's Carson, school board members, Dr. Cox. We're here. We're at this time where we have started the transition for the renovation. We're very excited. There's a lot of work, a lot of moving parts going on this week, so excuse my attire, but we've been working. So the move started actually on Monday, and I want to give kudos to Mr. Wilkerson and his team. So they actually started Monday moving teacher boxes into the modulars, into our learning cottages. And then today we had a group of central office members, we had all of our staff members, it was all hands on deck. Mr. Wilkerson and his team was there, Mr. Couch and his team, and so we have moved all of the classrooms from E and F to the learning cottages with the exception of one class. So we are going to get that taken care of first thing in the morning. We are going to host our students in the learning cottages in the morning. It is not, there's still some unpacking to be done, but we are at a place where we feel that we can have instruction in the modulars tomorrow. So that's step one, and then we're going to have to reroute a little bit with parent pickup. So you all just, community members, bear with us as we kind of work through that. We're going to communicate with them as often and as quickly as possible. But this process, sometimes it's like, okay, tomorrow we need to do X, Y, Z, and we have to regroup. So we're going to communicate with parents and try to give them as much notice as possible. But we're trying to do it with minimal disruption to the instructional day as possible.
I took a walk over there today, and I just wanted to see them, and I was impressed with how big they are. Inside, it's huge, that's, a little something, but it's huge. And I walked around and people were sweating and pushing boxes and stuff, and I waved at them and said, hey, glad you're here, but I thanked them for helping and everything. But it's coming along, I'm excited, I'm really excited. I'm excited for you guys.
We're excited as well. And we had a little test run today. We had to kind of readjust parent pickup today so that they could start moving. So that was like a little test run in the community. It was wonderful. The parents, they were very accommodating. We had staff available to kind of help them understand where they needed to line up in the process. We will have to change that process a little bit more by Monday, which we'll communicate that out. But the community was really wonderful today, trying to work with us as we navigate these new processes.
And I know there are a lot of people to commend for this. Ms. Vance, we really commend you. I know this is a lot of hard work, but it's very apparent that you and your team have really not only put a lot of thought into it, and you're right, and things change, and I think everyone just kind of needs to be aware of that. I always kind of think of these, that there will be some inconvenience, but you always keep your eye on the prize. And the prize, as we all know, is going to be a great school when all is said and done. So thank you for all of that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just a really quick little, I sent, I think an email or text to the board about this, but there is a groundbreaking board of supervisors, others. It is Monday, November the 18th at 3:30. So we hope that you can join us because it's important to celebrate these kinds of things. So, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Vance. That's good to hear. We skipped the 14B update on truancy. And student support.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, and Dr. Cox. My name is Mandy Amos. Thank you. As a student support specialist, my role centers on monitoring attendance to identify patterns of chronic absenteeism and truancy, and working to address these issues through meetings, targeted interventions, and accountability measures. Today, I will share the strategies, incentives, and new initiatives we're implementing to reduce truancy and improve attendance across our division, creating a supportive culture where every student can thrive.
A key change in our approach to truancy is the establishment of our district attendance review team, designed to enhance attendance interventions district-wide. I recently met with the at-risk coordinator from Campbell County Public Schools to discuss their effective strategies for reducing chronic absenteeism and truancy. Their model aligns with the goals we aim to achieve with DART and have a proven track record, giving us confidence that similar procedures will be impactful in Prince Edward County. Here you will see photos of various events and initiatives we've created to engage students beyond the classroom. These events reinforce our SOAR attendance theme of show up, on time, all day, ready to learn, and build a strong sense of community among students, staff, and families. Our district-wide events encourage schools to work together, sending a unified message about the importance of attendance. For example, we celebrated the grade levels with the highest attendance in each school for the month of September with a visit from Snowy RVA. This experience not only rewarded students, but also strengthened their connection to peers and their school. Students with strong attendance are celebrated at assemblies where they receive certificates or ribbons to acknowledge their achievements. We also hold family engagement events throughout the year to emphasize the importance of attendance and strengthen home-school connections. Additionally, our partnerships with local businesses provide prizes for students with good or improved attendance, reinforcing the idea that the entire community values their commitment. In the short term, these events provide positive reinforcement, making students feel proud of their attendance. Long term, we aim to establish a school culture where regular attendance is an expected and celebrated standard, helping students form positive habits that will serve them well beyond school. To wrap up, our collaboration with schools has led to a range of programs that encourage consistent attendance and provide support to students and families in overcoming attendance challenges. Schools host grade level attendance wars, adding a fun, competitive element to boost attendance. Schools also hold end of 9-week celebrations for students who meet attendance benchmarks, offering awards like pizza parties, foam, and ice cream parties. I hold weekly check-ins with students facing attendance challenges to build supportive relationships, encourage progress, and celebrate their successes. Additionally, I recognize individual classes through pop-ups to celebrate their attendance efforts, helping to keep students engaged and motivated. We reach out to parents of students who are making strides in attendance to celebrate their child's progress and acknowledge the family's support. When needed, we also make home visits to understand any challenges affecting regular attendance. This outreach helps build a stronger partnership with families and reinforces our commitment to every student's success. Thank you. And you'll have some of our incentives that we give on your desk, and then a door hanger for when we do our home visits.
Any questions for yes, sir, Dr.
I'm not trying to ask you to be comprehensive, but I was wondering what are some of the challenges that the parents have they present?
A lot of our parents of our older students, they work early shifts, so they're reliant upon their students to get on the bus, and sometimes that doesn't happen. We have students that live in homes where there might not be any power or other challenges that they face that we're trying to help them overcome. Some of them have mental health, anxiety, things like that. We're trying to help and assist them with.
Kind of a sample of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you for everything
Thank
you
you.
do.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, so we have a calendar. I'll just point out a few things. I think one of the things we're really looking forward to is on November the 7th, STEM night. That's in the middle school cafeteria. The high school has 2 nights, I think, for their fall play on November 14th and 15th, a Midsummer Night's Dream. Of course, probably the favorite one is early dismissal on November the 26th and Thanksgiving holiday break. And then the next school board meeting is December 4th.
All right. Thank you. board members' comments?
As y'all know, the governor, back in the summer, issued an executive order concerning banning cell phones bell to bell in all schools with a deadline of January. We have decided, the policy committee met and decided that we could, our current policy bans cell phones in the elementary and middle schools, and at the high school level, they're only allowed to be used in the cafeteria. We could just change that policy and just take out that they can't use them. But we have decided that we would rather meet with all of the stakeholders involved in this, including parents, because we know that parents are going to feel strongly about this. We want to meet with teachers because we know that they will be the primary focus of people who will be enforcing any cell phone policy that we put out. We want to meet with administrators at the schools to find out what would work, what won't work. And so rather than doing a knee-jerk, just let's get the policy over with because the governor told us to, we want to be more thoughtful about it so that whatever policy that we come up with, there is buy-in. And I forgot, we want to talk to students too, because they're the ones that are going to have to put them away. And so we hope that we can get that ball rolling in the next weeks and have some sort of something to bring to the full board in December, if not in December, for sure by January. We may not meet the governor's deadline, but it's okay. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. Lastly, I want to thank all community members that have already attended our community meetings. We have had really good attendance, and we've heard lots of really good comments about what the community is looking for in a new superintendent. Our last meeting is tomorrow night in Prospect. Ms. Stiff, the address, well, we're going to put the actual address up online, but it's what, Ms. Stiff?
2966 Sulphur Spring Road, Prospect, Virginia 23960.
So hopefully, if you've not been able to attend one, come out tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And then if you have not completed the survey, and it's online on our website, on the app, please fill that out. The deadline is tomorrow.
Mr. Would you please repeat your address?
2966 Sulphur Spring Road.
Is it a building or something?
Yeah, it's my little community center.
Okay.
We did a tent.
To piggyback there on what,
No, but I wasn't, of a name.
Yeah,
The
no,
name
I
of the
do.
building.
I'm just.
okay, to piggyback on what Ms. Kimbrough was saying, and it is 2966. I'd like to do some shout outs to Mr. Crabtree and to Ms. Giles for taking my calls and saying, making sure that this is posted, that people can see it, they can see the survey, click right on it and do it. We're getting some comments that they couldn't get in, people couldn't find it, but they put it up front and personal. And I want to thank Mr. Crabtree and Ms. Giles for doing that. They were so, anytime I called them, they didn't fall away and say, ooh, he's calling me. No, they did it. Thank you guys so much. I wanted to say it out there. And as Ms. Kimbrough said, thank you to the parents and community and people who came out to the session. We were glad to talk to you. We heard it was a big, small, however. We were so glad that you came and told us what you thought. They were listening meetings, not us talking. And I thank the school board members who attended, who were able to attend each other's little meeting, which was nice, and the parents and community who did come to that. Thank you. I just wanted to say that out loud to those people who did. Okay. Your turn.
Lucy, I have a comment.
Comments? Yes, go ahead.
I want to piggyback on the cell phone issue. Back in August, there was a meeting held at the community school sponsored by the governor's office. I don't remember the name of the people. And I attended that meeting with an ear to find out what other jurisdictions are doing. It was a mixed bag. The bottom line to the cell phone issue, from my perspective and others, is our parents seem to be holding on to their children so tightly, especially since the pandemic, that they are calling during the day to check on. And a couple of the areas, suggested that we listen carefully, and that's basically what I'm saying. Let's listen carefully to the parents and help them through the process of understanding what it is we are trying to do. There are a few studies that I have already suggested that taking that cell phone away to some degree encourages more participation in the classroom, less disruption, less aggression. So as we move forward, let's be very strategic about how we make this decision.
The board members' comments?
Thank you. So I wanted to start off with some good news. Actually, there's more than one bit of good news, but I did want to ask Amy McClure to talk a little bit about Fulcrum,
Sure.
because I think that is good news, right?
Yeah, excellent news. Good evening, Ms. Carson, members of the board, Dr. Cox. Today, we received notice that there's more funding that will be available to carry us through the remainder of the year for Fulcrum counseling. And so it is going to provide the funding that we're gonna need from January until May, and then it will be enough money to provide one counselor during the summer school session. Mr. Folks has been wonderful to work with. This grant, I literally got it today. I have till next Friday to get the grant turned in. And so we're working really fast. He will be here at 9:30 in the morning for us to meet and come up with a plan and know that we have what we need for our kids. So there was just good news that we wanted to share with you all. You will be getting that appropriation at the next board meeting, but can't bring that to you till I get the grant.
Thank you.
So a few things. I believe you have this in Word docs, but I just, if you're like me, I like to have a printed copy. But when I started with y'all about a month ago, we were talking about two things. One that's already been referenced tonight, and that's the VSBA survey. I believe tomorrow is the last day for that. The second is more of an internal staff survey, and if the board's okay, I'd like to go ahead and put this out on Friday. This is, like I said, this is the paper copy. And then I think what we would aim to do, maybe by the January board meeting, is to give you some trend data in terms of kind of your culture check in Prince Edward. I found that to be very, very valuable. I think you can also tie that into your superintendent search as well, and it gives you another point of data. So I did want you to see that. It is anonymous, but there is a section on there that if someone wants to sign up and come in and meet, I am more than agreeable to doing that. I've done that in each place that I've been an acting superintendent, and I found that there are people that just want to come in and share and talk, and I'm happy to do that. I try to meet in person when I can, and that might be a nice opportunity to do that. I've had, I think, 2 very good meetings to start. The first was with our Superintendent's Advisory Committee, and I really want to thank a lot of expertise here, but we had school board office personnel that came into the meeting, and if you're not familiar with Superintendent's Advisory, basically they send us questions and concerns. I actually like to call them opportunities. They send us opportunities, and we get a chance to talk to them a little bit when they come here, and I really believe those were very well received. I've also met with the Community Advisory Committee for the first time, and I know you all remember, but each one of you have submitted 2 names. I think we ended up having about 12 people here, and very engaging group, I think. And we're going to meet again on December the 9th, and we've also offered them the opportunity to send questions on December the 2nd. So that kind of gives us a week to kind of take a look at those and go forward. So just to kind of let you know we've been doing that. I am working with each principal and Mr. Good, and I'll always appreciate his expertise and his help on safety security walkthroughs at each site. That usually includes me. The principal will be Mr. Good, probably RSO. And I think the idea is to kind of really walk each site, look at cameras, just look at kind of different things. And that's one of the things that I'll report back to the board on, and kind of give you an idea of where we think we are. I think that can be illustrative, and I think that can be helpful too. And thank you for passing this. We do have some opportunities with Longwood, and I hope soon to follow Hampton-Sydney. But in terms of Longwood, I think that MOU is very, very important. I have been in contact with Justin Pope, who's the Chief of Staff to the President at Longwood, and he has been kind enough to work to set up a meeting with me and the President, and also I think their department chair for the Department of Education, in an effort to really work with Longwood and see how much we can benefit our students with that. On Friday, I'm going to send the board members a schedule. I call it a student meet and greet. I think this will be my 22nd time doing this. And what I always like to do is I really like to go to every classroom in the school division and meet every student. I really try very, very hard to do that. I actually started that in California when I was a superintendent and have continued to. But I also, if some of you are available, I'd love to have people go with me. I think it's a really great way to get into the classroom, to say hello, to meet people. And I think for me, it's rather the people going, so I wonder who that guy was that walked in. But we know who he is. So that's something that I really look forward to doing. And then really appreciated the report on elementary school construction. That, as has been said, is very, very exciting, and that's something we'll monitor. And I think I gave you the date for the groundbreaking.
Yes.
So that's all I have, but I'll be happy to answer any questions. I certainly enjoy getting out in the schools and walking around and meeting people and getting a chance to talk to people. So that's a really nice thing for a superintendent to be able to do.
Did you say you were going to send out the schedule?
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll send it for the student meet and greet. I'll have it by Friday.
Okay.
I've got it, I think I've got it at one school, but I need to get the other 2. And typically what I do is I take 2 3-hour blocks and try to see if I can accomplish it that way. And really just kind of walk around and ask the principal to do like a 20-second introduction of me, and then I take it from there. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
I had another question about the.
Yes.
Do you want it back if we have some suggestions?
Yes.
Okay.
And speaking of which, just a reminder, so as we look at the budget calendar, I really appreciate Virginia doing that, but our December the 4th board meeting is the board meeting where the board offers suggestions, priorities, and things like that. Yeah, for the budget. So that's something we'll look forward to, and that will be right in the middle of that week where we are beginning to meet with principals, directors, and so forth, just about budget input as well from each site and from each department. So I've really always looked, personally, I've really always looked at the budget process as a great time of year for a school division. I think it really is, because you really kind of look at what you're doing, you kind of look at how you think you want your plan to develop over the year, and I think it gives us all an opportunity together in partnership to really look at our schools and see how we'd like to move forward. So that's something we'll really look forward to. Thank you.
Any questions for Dr. Fox? Board members? All right. Correspondence?
So there are a few items under correspondence. There is the appropriation of state funds that I think went to Mr. Stanley, the county administrator. And I think that's backed up on the next page with some details. And I believe that's all.
Yes. Curriculum instruction newsletter.
You got that in our email.
Yeah, we got it. Okay. All right.
So we go back to closed session?
Yes, it is.
I move we go back into closed session.
Second.
All right, all in favor? we all agree. If you have to say those words.
Yes.
Because that's what we've been trained.
Trained. Would y'all please certify? Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Stitt? Dr. Ariady?
Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Carson? Dr. Corbett?
Yes.
Mr. Tackett? And Mr. Farmer?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Let's start with the student discipline. The student A. I need a motion on what we decided on that to go.
I move that student A, that would her, that the repercussions to her activities stand as done by the Student Affairs Committee. Did that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
Sorry, I was trying to say it in a nice way. That we endorse the recommendation of the Student Affairs Committee. Sorry, I was trying to say it nicely.
All right, I need a second, please.
Second.
All right, all in favor? And the other two students we're putting on, just hold for a few minutes.
So the one, compulsory attendance.
Compulsory
I think
attendance.
your motion is that the superintendent will meet with the family
Yeah,
and get back.
all right,
Make that motion.
all right.
So moved.
So moved, you so moved it?
That the superintendent should
We meet with those parents.
He's good, okay with those parents. Dr. Ariady, need a second? Did we get, it's Kimberly second. All in favor? Everybody? Okay. The, recommendation about them. Stacy?
So, I made a recommendation that we, work with the law firm of Haney, Fennel, and Chubb.
So moved.
Second.
And second over here. All right, all in favor? Everybody see that? All right. That's all, is there some more?
Don't we need the personnel and the
Yeah, we need to do the personnel,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So, well, can we do it in two parts? Because I would move that we accept the personnel agenda, the high school coaching staff, the literacy and math symposium stipends, as presented.
As presented.
You can do that.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the other thing, the consulting separately.
Okay.
Is that the real motion? Was it a motion?
Yeah, that was a real motion.
Second.
Seconded. All in favor? That was everybody.
And now the consulting.
Now the consult.
I move that we.
Have we have a recommendation from
Oh,
the superintendent?
Oh, yeah. What's your recommendation?
So the recommendation
For the
is
consulting.
that we, deliver the 30-day notice, and that we, use, this is gonna be a convoluted motion.
Got it.
But that we use the staff survey to come back with data to talk about needs of teachers and how we move forward. I'm sorry that's so long,
No.
somewhere in there.
So moved.
Second.
So moved. And second.
So Ted, and who's second?
Farley,
Tech.
Farley, all of us do.
And all in favor? Everybody.
The last thing you have to approve the committees.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I need a motion to approve all the committees.
So moved.
Did that, so moved? Council? Second? Me?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. All in favor? Everybody.
I abstain. I will fight up on that.
Got you yet?
Pay attention. I'm abstaining.
Okay. Anything else that I missed? All right, I need the favorite motion for the day.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
3 seconds. All in favor? All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Oh, I'm coming tomorrow night, Miss Deb. Is anybody else coming?